Anna Samios is the CEO of Performance 7, who work with founders and their teams to successfully scale their companies. Anna is an internationally recognized award-winning scaling up coach to Australian mid-market companies. She is the first female certified scaling up coach in Australasia. She has advised over 400 Australian companies, including startups, family-owned businesses, and publicly listed small caps, including Swish. She's incredibly passionate about empowering Australian businesses with the right tools to achieve success. Her energy is, you're going to feel it, right? It's genuinely electrifying. I think she's like my Greek auntie that I didn't even know that I needed. I love her to pieces. Please get on your feet, raise the roof, give an amazing Swish welcome to your first guest speaker of this bootcamp, Miss Anna.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I want to thank all of you for being here today. Ryan and I are so passionate about finding the right tools and the right methods to help you guys get onto your scaling journey a lot faster. I think for me, it's always been a passion of mine of how do we actually find the simple tools to actually help businesses scale, and why does it always have to be so hard? I'm going to unpack with you some simple tools that are just really going to help you get real clarity and definition of what you've got to do to focus on scaling your companies effectively. And of course, the one that I've always collaborated with and has always had our back, Ryan's and mine, is Glenn Richards. How do I make more money easier? What is it that they know that I don't know? Why is it so hard for me and yet it appears so easy for them? I'm going to ask you to write down 3 things, because this is my insight of actually being in these boardrooms, seeing these people and how they work and how they tick. The very first thing, the common theme with all these wonderful entrepreneurs is, number one is they want it. Okay, you have to really want this. You have to want it. And that goal setting piece that Ryan just did is so important. You have to really want it. You can want something, but the second kicker is they believe it. It's just a matter of time. It is a fait accompli. It's game on. So they want it. They believe it. Just have a go. Go ahead and implement. Take it and run with it. Have I thought of everything? I'm going to give you a handful of tools and questions to get you to say, is this the question? Is this the answer? Let's get on with it. Let's move on. Because business is really, really simple. If you want to have enough cash flow to breathe, this model's for you. If you want to buy whatever you want, whenever you want, hand on heart, this model's going to show you how the maths works out. If you want to create great customer journeys, if you have an issue within your teams where the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, in other words, where the sales team promised one thing and the delivery team said, I have no idea how to what you've just sold and how we're going to deliver it, this model's going to deal with this as well. If you're frustrated with the business as it is now, or with the way that work is right now, and you feel this friction between where you are now and where you want to go into the future, this model's going to help you give these practical steps of how you can unpack it. The more you empower yourself with the knowledge of what your numbers are doing and what your decisions are doing, are having an impact on these numbers, that's going to help you along. So the first thing I want you to do is build a rolling cash flow forecast. It's an alive document. It's never finished. We've got good cash flow and we're in control of our destiny. We know what's happening in the future. We know what we've got to tweak. It's extremely powerful. And it's all about having the right kind of conversations. And Ryan's going to run through that agenda with you on day 3. And I'll tell you why it's so important, because we've got this group of people together that we have to optimize of how they collaborate. What actually tips people into this valley of death? What do you think is the missing statistic or the missing number? It's just a matter of implementing these habits and making it happen and being very disciplined and focused and bringing this heartbeat that we need to do with the business. How do we exit the wonderful leadership team people to work on the business? Because when we get you guys working on your business, we know we can grow the business. We can scale it really, really quickly. I was working with a panel beater many, many years back, and he had that moment. He goes, Anna, I've realized I cannot scale this company with my head under the bonnet. If you want to lighten the load of how you're growing your business, this one's the one I want you to remember forever. If you're going to get a tattoo, this one's it. If you have a sales team who want to win business at any cost, you ain't never going to do that again. If you have friction between your operations and sales team, because the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. This is going to deal with this once and for all. If you blame your accountant for not having enough cash in the bank, this one is going to deal with this one forever. Nearly. Discount to win or keep a business? Shoot me now. And this is why Ryan's work is so critical. Swish Academy's work is so critical, because you need to understand how we're going to deal with this next thing. S stands for shark. Shark, it's my favorite one. What is this shark thing that Anna's talking about? Shark is when we've got strategy, we know strategy is working. Our litmus test of whether the strategy, the go-to-market strategy is working, is if our strategies, we're looking for strong revenue growth. We get that. We want to see the business growing revenue. But more importantly, we want to see the jaws of margin going up. And I'm going to explain this. What if we played the game a little bit differently? What if we had a salesperson who said, you know what? We have to really get clear on our pain points for our customers. We have to understand the value proposition. What are our brand promises? How are we going to be? Why are we better? Why are we so good? And he said, you know what? When you make these decisions, when you have these sales conversations, when you know the power of the maths behind it, that 5.1 is going to let you afford to win, to pay for your A players. It's going to help you buy things whenever you want, and do the things you want. It'll give you the freedom you deserve, because you can finally breathe. It's the power of the maths. So my ask to you guys is, please understand the power of what actually your gross margin is, and you don't need to get too hard. You can do it on the back of an envelope, but really understand the power of your decisions. So here's the scale model. Take a minute and just make a decision and a promise to yourself of what that thing is that you're going to learn or start implementing. Tired of playing a part while you're cashing up. You'll need to know the gross margin of what's actually going to cost the company to deliver it. And then the second, probably most important one, is your trading terms. You have to understand how fast someone can pay you, because the longer the trading terms go out, the longer that impact has on your cash flow.
So one thing that we do every morning is go through the critical numbers. I'm going to share how we do that this afternoon. I'm going to actually do it today, the daily huddle structure as well. And just having everybody abreast of where are we target to actual on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis. For some reason, some magic happens when everybody knows that number consistently. I should be able to go to anybody in your team and say, where are we compared to where we should be for the month? Everybody should be aware of that. Marketing, product, HR, videographers, like everybody needs to be across those critical numbers.
So the first bit I'd be saying to you is really get to understand your customer, but more importantly, choose who is your favorite customer. Life's too short to be working with people that don't make you happy or don't give you the right energy. Life's too short. People don't understand what their cash is doing. You really have to understand cash flow. So basically, we say that businesses will actually blow up from indigestion than starvation, because they can outgrow. The business grows so fast, the cash doesn't keep up. That's one piece. The second piece, and it's one of the first questions I ask companies when they ask us to come in and scale them, it's what's your head count? So, but make sure your overheads have to be really lean. If they're not adding value, then you really have to be careful. That help?
All righty, guys, please put your hands together once more for Miss Anna Samios.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.